Sleeper cell activation code. LARP.
Admin Airsoft.
If you can hear us, please,
Admin Airsoft.
please save me.
All Airsofters, find your mom's credit card and use my affiliate links.
Can't just battle me.
Kick back, relax, and enjoy the Admin Airsoft podcast.
All right, let's get the microphone closer here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? It's your boy, Evan. Welcome to episode 6 of the Admin Airsoft podcast. Thank you for tuning in wherever you are. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Spotify, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate you for who you are. So, thank you for coming. Guys, we got a good podcast this week. The topics that you guys sent in on Discord, on Instagram, were some pretty juicy ones, if I don't say so myself. So, before we jump into that, if you're on YouTube or Spotify, wherever, like, subscribe. It helps with the podcast and kind of forces the algorithm to pay attention to me and notice this podcast and get us out there. If you're on Spotify, if you would like to, 5 stars if you think that's worthy. Which, if you can tell by the production quality here, it's probably not, but 5 stars would be nice. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow me on Instagram. We have a Discord down below. We're almost at 1,000 people there, which is kind of crazy to think about. I started that Discord, I don't know, a couple months ago, more than a couple of months ago. And to see it grow and just to kind of see the community and how everyone interacts with one another has been fantastic. So there's going to be a link down below where you can go join the Discord. There's a lot of stuff to do over there. So definitely go check that out. And t-shirts. I have t-shirts, minidom.com. Again, link down below. I sound like a broken record, but I think that's about it. That's all the stuff I needed to get out of the way. Gentlemen, it's that time of year, all right? It is beginning to heat up. So the short shorts, we're kind of already out, to be honest with you, but they're coming out even more. It is, I think, going to get up to last weekend when I went to play, it was 89, 90 degrees with a little bit of humidity. It's starting to kind of, someone's starting to crank up the knob there a little bit. So having to deal with that was, it was definitely a wake up call. A lot of people, I was wearing a tank top, shorts, and a headband, carrying around the RPD and a belt kit. So in terms of kits go, I would argue that's pretty light for the most part. But myself and pretty much everyone at BTA left around like 3 o'clock just because the heat is just getting so brutal. So PSA, drink water, eat good, healthy, nutritious foods that are just going to keep you going longer, and maybe cut down on the kit a little bit. I'm seeing some, again, Airsoft, it is what you make it. You can run whatever kit you want. But I'm seeing a lot of people still wear like full Alton helmets, like full body armor, like all black kits in Florida with like 90, 95 degree weather is, I'm not going to call it insane, but it is insane. So just something to keep in the back of your head. Plan accordingly, depending on where you are. And if you're up north, enjoy the nice, cool summer breeze. Us Floridians are definitely jealous of that this time of year. So it's heating up, man. The roadie kit is going to get some more use. Again, shorts are getting busted out even more. So stay tuned for that. Gentlemen, some topics for this podcast. Before I get into them, I kind of wanted to... I've been thinking this week about... I've been talking to some people online, some photographers and videographers and stuff like that, and trying to kind of figure out, like, moving forward, what I want to do and kind of the vision that I have for this page for Admin Airsoft, whatever you want to call it. I like doing the podcasts. I like making kind of short videos of gameplay and stuff like that. I've been trying to force myself to I'm trying to think of the words, like do the meta when it comes to Airsoft social media, like unboxing videos, longer gameplay formats, kind of like your typical mainstream stuff. I've been trying to force myself for the past couple of months to do that, and I finally came to terms like yesterday. I'm like, I don't want to do that. That doesn't interest me at all. There's people out there who do it really well, and I'm glad that they do it because I think they have a skill set for that, and they put out fantastic content. When it comes to and specifically YouTube, because I was talking to someone, we're talking about the current state of Instagram and stuff like that, and he was like, I really want to get. I was talking to Cannon Flannel, a good internet buddy of mine, and he was talking about like, like it would be a good idea to start making longer YouTube videos, as there's more of an audience there. The algorithm is more forgiving to an extent. There's still issues, don't get me wrong. But him and I were both, we both agreed. We're like, I don't want to do that. I like photos and I want to do photos. And specifically, I'm a graphic designer. That's what I do, my day job. That's what I went to school for. I've done it in the past. I'm doing it, but I want to push that a little bit more. And I want to hammer down kind of bringing in my graphic style and mixing that in with my photos. Stay tuned. I don't know what that's going to look like. I'm sure it's going to take some time to kind of hone in my craft a little bit. But that's at the end of the day, that is what interests me, and that's what I want to do. I don't want to try to do the mainstream stuff that I've been trying to force myself to do, which performs well. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, I started playing Airsoft, and specifically, I started taking photos and doing kind of graphic design work in this hobby because I wanted to and because I enjoyed it. I don't know where I was going with that, but anyways, so it doesn't really like affect what's happening now, and it's not really going to affect like the future at all, but just something I was thinking about, something to keep in mind. I just want to do more art, period. I don't want to have to do like more mainstream stuff. So I'm excited to see kind of what that looks like. But anyways, again, I don't really know where that was going, but just wanted to put that out there for all of you. Be excited because it's going to be a cool time. It's going to be a fun time, at least for me. I hope it's fun for you. Let's talk about the bang bang rule real quick. Depending on what event you go to, what field you go to, it's going to be different. And I bring it up because I'm curious. I had a conversation with some of my buddies. My local field, BTA, the bang bang rule doesn't exist. Now there's rules where it's like, you can't like full auto someone if you're an LMG or a sniper or a DMR, where you have like a medium engagement distance. Like if someone were to come in, I think it's 40 feet for the LMG. If someone were to enter my domain, I can't be like, hey, bang, bang, and then be like, okay, yeah, okay. It doesn't work like that, obviously. I tried that on someone once where I was in a tree line. They broke into the tree line, and I was like, bang, bang, and they're like, no. I was like, okay, and I just had to lie down, and my buddy behind me luckily got him, but it was just like, hey, worth the shot. There was, how do I want to word this? Some players get upset over the fact that there's no bang bang rule. And I bring this up because I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say and how your field approaches it. I personally don't think there needs to be a bang bang rule. I don't. I think if you're a pistol or running a rifle, and it's shooting like 1 joule, 1.5, kind of like the normal whatever. If you get shot up close, you get shot up close. That's I don't want to say that's your problem, but it is kind of your problem at the end of the day. I think some people are nice, and if it's a younger player, they'll go up to them and they'll be like, hey, bang, bang. And that player will be like, okay, yeah, good hit. I've talked to a buddy who, if he gets the drop on someone and he's like point blank, he'll say bang bang, even if there's not a bang bang rule. He'll go, hey, bang bang, and if that player goes, okay, I'm going to call that. That's fair. They walk off the field. But he says the minute that player like hesitates or starts to fidget or kind of like turn around a little bit, you're getting shot, which I think is the way to do it. I am curious to hear if you go to a local field with a bang bang rule or no bang bang rule, what is your experience? Because I feel like if there is a bang bang rule, it has to be strictly enforced at that field. I don't know. I don't think I've really played at an event or a field where there is a minimum engagement distance for like rifles and pistols and stuff like that. Obviously, there is for DMRs and LMGs and stuff like that, which like totally makes sense because like you don't want to get shot by like a 1.8, 2.5, 3.0, whatever, right? Dog just came into the office. Let's see if he starts to scream. That close. So that at least makes sense for me. Okay. With that being said, that's my yap sesh. Let's get into some topics here because we do have some good ones. Big shout out to Psyop Enjoyer over on the Discord. He sent in like 4 or 5 questions. He pretty much carried the podcast last episode. So shout out to him again for doing this. First question he has is full seal or no full seal? I think from a safety perspective, full seal is the way to go. I mean, there's no way if you're wearing full seal that a BB is going to get in. That being said, personally, I prefer no full seal just because fogging is a huge issue. I think going back to, I talked this a few episodes ago, the Valhalla gasket and the X-Fog combo is full seal. And then you also get the tubes from the X-Fog unit that go directly into your iPro of choice, which is a match made in heaven. So if I do go full seal, that's the route that I personally go. I know that I'm blanking. Block Tactical, which is another fantastic iPro, has a full seal option, and there's no fogging on those whatsoever. They're not paying me to say that. I've been running those for months and months and months now, nonstop, and really haven't had any issues whatsoever. So full seal at events, obviously you're going to have to enforce that from like an insurance perspective. Totally understand that. Totally respect that. Is it the smart choice to not run full seal? It's probably not a smart choice. No. But if you live down here in Florida, like the last thing you want to do is be fogging up with like full seal goggles or iPro or something like that. So I can see both sides of the argument. I personally would like to do no full seal. Obviously you got that crack. So if it's like at some weird angle, yeah, I mean, like, you know, you potentially could get shot like around the eye, which is dangerous. But I guess that's why you sign a waiver at the end of the day. So I need to pick up that. I think I need to pick up some block full seal goggles now. So shout out to Psyop Enjoyer. He's got a few more questions here. Speaking of face protection, full face mask or half? I personally go with the MD Tactical half face mask, which covers up kind of the nose and basically hit the mic there, your cheeks, mouth, all that. I've been running it nonstop. Full face mask, I guess, would be a dye mask. So I guess it comes down to, are you a speed softer or are you a milsimmer? Let me know down below, guys. I don't know. Comms, are they useful? Yes. I'm a smooth brain airsofter. I don't really use my comms too much. At a smaller field or smaller event, I just yell at people. I will say that at the Wayne's World North versus South, which was a larger field, and I was going with my buddies, we were all running roadie kit, comms were like, oh shit, this is actually very important now. And so you don't realize that you need comms until you need them and you don't have them. Back in Texas, the Ghost Frogs, we had a guy on our team. His nickname was Radio because that's all he did. Is he set up the channels. He had like encrypted thingamajigs. He had this, he had that. He had like a ton of money invested into comms. And that's all he wanted to do. He just wanted to manage that, which is super cool. Doesn't interest me at all, but it's your autism, and you're allowed to select your flavor. So I know some people are super into it. Definitely respect it, but I don't know. I mean, if you're at a smaller field, I'm just going to yell, probably. Again, it's a smooth brain tactic. If you go to a bigger event, yeah, you're going to want to have a radio. You're going to want to have a frequency channel set up with your buddies and stuff like that. So something to keep in mind, and something that I need to improve upon. His last question is, I can't read my own handwriting. Literally can't read my own handwriting. Grenade launchers. I thought that said Grenada lawnmowers. Okay, grenade launchers. Dyslexic moment right there. I own one. Funny enough, I'm actually looking at trading it or selling it today. It's the, can I show it? I sure can. Hold on. It is the M79 with a little bit of Apocalypse Now roach painting with some tag shells. Put this back this way. I bought it, I don't know, like 2-3 months ago, and I have not used it. I bought this, and I had like really big plans for it. Like I bought like the tag shells, but then I'm going to buy tag-ins, and I'm going to run them, test them during open play, use a few, and then save them up for a bigger event. I much rather just have like a hand grenade or something like that, because I would argue that while you have more reach with a grenade launcher, from a airship perspective, I would say 80% of the time, you're going to be wanting to throw that grenade like around a corner in a room. Like it's going to be a closer engagement distance. You know, the amount of times that I'm going to have to launch a grenade, like 200, 300 yards. Is it a really fun time? Absolutely. But I would argue that it's situational. So I much rather have like a smoke grenade or I don't know, some pyro of some kind. You know, bigger events, you see a lot of like videos like during Milsim West where there's, you're in the woods, it's larger AOs. And so having that device where you're able to just launch something like 100 yards or more, I can see that being pretty useful. Again, expensive, situational. Me personally, that's why I'm selling mine, because I'm like, I bought this and it's just been sitting in my office collecting dust. So, hey, if you want to buy an M79 with a few tag shells, or if you have a gun to trade, hit my line. All right, again, big shout out to Psyop Enjoyer on Discord for sending those in. He definitely is great when it comes to giving some questions for the podcast. All right, fun fact, that's a username. That's not me saying fun fact, that's his username. From Discord says, what camera gear do I use? I get this question a lot. Again, going back to making YouTube videos, I've been trying to make a YouTube video that goes kind of into depth of my process when it comes to shooting shooting photos, and then the editing process and what camera gear I use, stuff like that. Hasn't happened yet, just because it's a big topic. It's probably going to be like a 20-30 minute long video, just because there's a lot to go over. And I also want to make sure that I'm giving good, concise information. I am a hobbyist when it comes to stuff like this. I'm not a licensed professional. Although, I don't know, maybe I am. I went to school for it, kind of. I minored in photography. But I don't work professionally in the industry. I'll put that down. I guess to answer that question, I don't have my camera gear out right now. I use a Canon RP with a 100-400 lens. That's going to be kind of my camera that I use when I'm specifically out on the field to take photos. Having a camera with a long lens allows you to stay away from people, stay away from the action, not get shot like directly in the face, which is nice, and get those action shots and those close-up shots while maintaining that space. Been shooting on that for about a year now. Absolutely love it. You can use a different lens if you want. Just know that if you use a shorter lens, you're probably going to be kind of up near people, and which is fine if you're in like a city, but if you're in the woods where people are trying to hide from people or keep a lower profile. I don't want to be that bumbling jackass who's wearing a bright reflective vest, like standing over some dude in a ghillie suit, like taking photos of him. Like that, anyone's going to look at me and be like, oh, he's taking photos of a dude right at his feet. So I shoot on a longer lens. So Canon RP, it's an okay camera. I got it on eBay, used, pretty good deal with some extra goodies. I would say for the camera nerds out there, you probably have a better camera than I do, to be honest. The autofocus there's some room. It sucks. It's not great. If someone's like running really fast like across the field and I like zoom in on them, I get some good shots, but I will say there's a large majority of the shots that it's focused on some random leaf like 100 yards in the background. Kind of bummer. Maybe I just need to dial in my settings, but that is my one complaint about the Canon RP is the autofocus is there's some room to be desired. I do always carry on me. Hold on, I gotta wet my whistle here. I do always carry on me my pocket camera, which I actually have right here. Hold on. It's not in the bag. My pocket camera. Get a close-up shot on this bad boy. This is the Ricoh GR. Is it the GRX or GR3? Ricoh GR. It's an expensive camera, but this has been some of the best money that I've spent. I bought this, I want to say like for Christmas of last year. This was a birthday present to myself. I take this thing pretty much everywhere with me. And this thing, being a smaller camera, puts out some absolutely killer photos. If you see the photos that I take kind of on the concrete background, photos that I take of myself in the office or in my backyard, and then I bring it to the field, I have it just in my pocket, in my gear. I'll grab another thing off the wall here. I have this Pelican hard case, the 1020. I just put the camera in there and we are, water, dirt. If I drop it, I can run around. I can roll around on the ground without having to worry about the camera breaking or anything like that. This is some of the, I will say this is my favorite camera because again, it's small, it's compact. I get some absolutely amazing photos from it. So if you're looking for a smaller camera, you have a little bit of extra change, the Ricoh GR. There's a GRX and there's a GR3. There's like a small difference between the two. Absolutely worth looking into. So that is what I use. But again, if you're a beginner or you're looking to get in it, your iPhone or your smartphone is a great tool. You can go far with that. And again, going back to the wanting to make a YouTube video about this, one of the obstacles that I met with is I feel like I'm talking to a kind of smaller group of people, because a lot of the people who want to know how to take these photos are on their iPhone. And I don't want to come and be like, okay, you have to go buy like $1,000. Or you could just shoot on your iPhone. These cameras, I'm recording on it right now. These cameras on these phones are really, really good. And so don't be intimidated. Don't think that you have to go out and buy like a huge camera to take good photos. You're going to get better photos on a camera, obviously, but you can still get good photos on an iPhone. So that's my little spiel on that. Shout out to Fun Fact for that. Checking the time here. This was an interesting topic. Cowabunga it is on Discord. Brought up the topic of chopped LMGs. And he asks, is it cheesing the game? And we spoke a little bit about this on the channel. Yes, it is. And I say this as an owner of a... let me grab it here and try to not knock anything over. As an owner of a chopped LMG, yeah, it's cheesing. You're definitely cheesing the game. That being said, the cool thing about Airsoft is you get to kind of, I was going to say there's no rules to it, but there obviously are rules depending on where you go. You get to run the kit that you want to run. I totally understand and would honestly agree with what Milsim West has done, which has cut out the Stoner and the RPK-16. I've owned the RPK-16 a while ago when I lived back in Texas. It's an amazing gun. At the end of the day, that is just an AK with a drum mag. And so I understand where Milsim West, and I'm sure there's a few event, but like for the most part, American Milsim, TCA, Mer Tactical, like you're allowed to run that gun because those are airsoft events, and there's going to be people with high kappas. There's going to be people with SMG with drum mags. It's like dude, at the end of the day, it's airsoft, dude. It's dumb. But you're having fun with your build. So is it cheesing the game? Yeah. Like if all of a sudden event organizer was like, hey, no chopped RPDs, I'd be heartbroken a little bit, but at the same time, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. That's why I have an RPD, which is like 50 pounds heavier than the actual stoner, and is an actual like belt fed LMG. So I totally just like fluoride brain hit me. And then he goes on to say full auto on field and the rules. And this is another kind of larger discussion that happened on the Discord with just full auto and kind of what field and kind of how the rules apply. I can't speak to every field. I can speak to my field where Milsim days, damn dude, sorry. Some yard work. I got all this dry grass in my fucking throat. Riflemen, I would say the baseline, which makes the most sense to me, Riflemen, semi, SMGs, full auto, but it's under a joule and you don't have the range. LMGs, obviously full auto, but then you had that minimum engagement distance. That to me makes the most sense. Full auto for everyone. I know some fields do that, which, it's their field. Obviously, you're going to have to respect the rules, but just kind of the quote unquote, I heard someone call it like the national rule set, kind of like if you go to any Milsim event, AMS, TCA, like all those rules are going to be similar when it comes to weapon platforms. So yeah, it's a good topic. I'm definitely curious to hear what you guys have to say. Damn, guys, we're running out of time here. Yeah, we got time. We're good. Last one is from the Airsoft correspondent, and he says, Airsoft photo pet peeves. This is an interesting one. I've been taking photos for probably 3 years now. My time and my experience has been nothing short of amazing. That being said, there's definitely a few things. The first thing I would say is people who message me like as I'm driving home or the minute I get home, like same day, and they're like, where are the photos? Can I have a photo? I saw you in the field taking photos. Can you send me the photo? It's like, brother, I understand you want a photo. I'm happy to give it to you. It was an absolute thrill being able to take photos on the field. I'm driving home right now. Let me get home. Let me unpack. Let me shower. Let me eat some food. Let me say hello to my family. And then I will have to go through like 1,000 photos, make my selects, edit those photos, export those photos, upload them to Facebook or whatever, and then they're all yours. I would say if you can ask any photographer, and I would say that that's like their biggest pet peeve is people who bug you. Obviously, if it's like a couple days after or like a week after, totally makes sense. But like a couple hours after I'm leaving the field, it's like, brother, just take a deep breath. It's going to be okay. Your photos are going to come out just fine. So, yeah, honestly, I would say that's like the only like pet peeve of mine. It's just people who patience is not their biggest strong suit. But honestly, other than that, it's been absolutely fantastic. So no major pet peeves that I can think of. If I do think of some more, I'm sure I'll throw them in the comment section or throw them up on the Discord, which you should follow. You should follow the Discord. Join the Discord down below. Gentlemen, that is it for today. This went by really quick. I felt like this was definitely a fun one. Some great topics and questions and stuff like that were submitted on the Discord and on Instagram. Thank you to everyone who supports this podcast. I know I'm still kind of getting some stuff figured out, but so far the feedback has been well received. So thank you so much for all that. T-shirts, if you want a T-shirt down below, like, comment, subscribe, rate 5 stars, do all that stuff. Por favor, that would be fantastic. Gentlemen, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I think that's it. Guys, I love you. Thank you for tuning in. It's greatly appreciated. I'm trying to think if there's any like events this month that I'm hitting up. Not really. Yeah. Well, hit the mic there. Sorry. Love you guys. See you on the field. Peace.
Boy, you can't just battle me.